Hey guys, welcome back, hope you're all well. So over the weekend, Intellivision posted two brand new videos about the Amico. One covered the hardware and one covered the software. So in this video I'm going to do a reaction to the hardware design video, and in the next video you'll see me do a reaction to the gameplay. Both great videos, by the way. So the hardware design video begins with Tommy, Todd and Slade talking about the hardware. Now I have got notes, apologies if I have to keep looking up and down, it's just there's no other way of doing it because there's so much information to talk about. So the most important thing that the takeaway at the beginning was that Tommy was saying when they designed the console, one thing they wanted to do, because this is a family-based console, they didn't want it to look aggressive, they didn't want it to look like a scary bit of technology. So obviously, you know, thinking of parents, grandparents, non-gamers, they don't want to be intimidated by the hardware. They want to be able to look at it and say, oh, actually, it looks really cool. What is it? But also, can I have a go? And they'll feel comfortable picking up the controller, because the controllers are really simple as well, so they're easy to understand. You haven't got to teach anybody loads of technical information like you would with a PlayStation or an Xbox. So that really is an important point, I thought. They then talked about the lights on the console. Now the console itself has 40 independent LED lights, and there are also 12 lights in the controller which are around the disc. So you'll see that in the video. Now the idea of this is that they can do different things. There's the examples they gave, they could do a light show, maybe police lights on a birthday. They have a special thing going on with birthdays, so they could do a happy birthday light show. But also the lights will also be interactive with some of the games as well. So on a basic level, when you play a game, say skiing, which is one of the 6 packing games, when you select your character and you select the red character, the light on the controller turns red, so you know which one is your character. So if you're playing with several members of your family, so there's 4 of you playing, all of you will have a different colour on your controller so that you all know exactly who your player is on the screen, which is great because it makes it much easier so that none of your members of your family are saying, well, which one am I? They can just look at their controller and go, I'm the green one, I'm the red one, I'm the yellow one. Brilliant idea, very simple and effective. There will also be interactive games for the lights as well, as Tommy explained. So you may have to dial in certain colours on the controller to match up with the console as well. So like I would assume that would be something like Safecracker. Very cool idea, and I'm really interested to see how this lighting and interactive part of the machine works, because Tommy has talked before, and he talked to me about how he wants it to be akin to a Furby and be a part of the family, hence why it's called the Amico, which is the Italian word for friend. Really cool, and I love lights. Technology with lights looks cool, and the console looks absolutely beautiful when it's lit up. It was absolutely insane. There's a shot at the back of the console as they were showing all of the inputs and outputs, and it was all lit up and it looks so nice. I was really impressed with that. As for the birthday, as I was saying, they did post a third video even, on Sunday night, which I'll just briefly cover because it's only a short video. Basically, the concept is that when you have your Amico, you put your birthday date into the machine when you have it, and every single year you will get when you turn your console on, you'll get a celebration come up on the screen, but also you will get 1 free Amico game every single year for your birthday. Which, is that not great or what? I mean, I think that's absolutely fantastic. That's got to be a selling point right there. Next, they talked about the actual hardware itself. Now this is really important to me. This is important for customers, I think, as well. They talked about how they're engineering, they have engineering grade resin that they're using for the console itself. It's got thick walls, structural ribs, and they were basically telling you that this console is built to last. They want it to last for years, decades, even generations. And so they've minimized the amount of moving parts in the machine to keep it as simple as possible. So if you think like the old days in the 80s and 90s with the NES and the SNES and the Master System, when it was really just a PCB in a machine, and therefore that's why they lasted as long as they have, and they're still working today. Whereas obviously the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 are probably not going to last as long. So that is a really important thing that I think matters a lot to customers when they're laying down their money. They also mentioned that the chip is going to be a Snapdragon chip from Qualcomm, which, if you know anything about Snapdragon, that'll be cool. I don't know shit about chips. I know that Snapdragon's used in a phone. That's my limit, I don't know. As I say, I'm not a tech guy, I don't really care about what's in the box. Then they went around the back of the console. This is what I was saying earlier about the light. It looked absolutely beautiful. The glacier white console, and it was all lit up with rainbow colours. And they were talking about, obviously, you've got a HDMI, you've got a power supply output, you've got the micro SD card slot to enhance the memory, which is excellent, and you've also got a USB 3C connection on the back as well. The internal storage, which is at the moment 32 gigabytes, which we're going to be getting, which is great, will store 40 to 50 games. Now the games range from, I think it's 300 megabytes to 1 gigabyte from memory. I hope that's right. So they're only small games, so that's why you can store so many games on that storage, which is excellent. And of course you get 6 games to begin with that are packed in with the console, so win-win. And then you can obviously enhance that by putting a micro SD in the back, which will give you access to hundreds of games, because you know the limit of those, they're quite large, aren't they? So that's a really cool feature. It also has RFID built into it as well. So the idea of this is that you can tap items onto the console to create new experiences. Now, this is going to play a big part in their physical media, which they're going to talk about later in the year. And the idea is, unlike traditional physical media, which we would expect to come on maybe an SD card for this one, or micro SD card, what they're actually doing is bridging the gap between digital gaming and physical gaming. So at the moment, as we know, digital gaming is extremely overpriced. You don't get anything for your money other than a bit of code. And a lot of us feel that digital gaming is a complete and utter waste of time and money, me included. Although I have started to move a little bit towards it, I still feel that it is fundamentally far too expensive and not worth the money whatsoever, because you don't own anything. With the Amico, their idea with physical media will be that you will get a physical box. They haven't said what you're going to get, but just for example, say you get a manual, art book, figures, I don't know, they could throw anything at all in there. Tommy's going to make it special, so we'll see. But you're going to get all of the cool stuff that you normally get with a collector's edition, but you're also going to get something with an RFID chip inside of it that you tap on the Amico console. That will then activate the game to download, and you'll have that digital copy. Now the difference is that if you want to sell that game onto somebody in the second-hand market, say put it on eBay, obviously normally with digital games you can't do that. With the Amico, all you need to do is go onto your console, untether your digital game from the console, and then you can sell the physical copy on, and the next person just taps it on their machine and they have the game and they have the physical media. That to me is a really great way of balancing between digital and physical, and I actually support that, and I think it's a really cool concept, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the physical media will be when they announce that later in the year, because Tommy has said that he's got something really cool up his sleeve for that, and the box art's going to be really cool as well. It's going to be nice to have them on the shelf, so yeah, very much excited for that. And also price, as I say, does come into it. At the moment, digital games extortionate on PlayStation, Xbox, they're ridiculous. I don't know Switch because I don't own one. But Amico, digital games are $10 or less, and he was saying that physical media will be $19.99. So, you know, double the price, but you get all of the goodies with it as well. I think that's really good. Even $20 is still so cheap. So excellent, I'm really happy about that. So the RFID is going to be used for that, but I'm sure they'll find other ways to incorporate RFID for accessories, and who knows what the future will hold. And then they talked about the console colours. Now, initially the console comes in graphite black and glacier white, which both look stunning. The graphite black in particular, when you have the blue lights, it looks like Tron. Wow. The showcase they did earlier in the year when Tommy's playing skiing, and you see that beautiful black console sitting on the side with the blue light, I was sold. I was like, that is so cool and really impressive. But of course, that's not the one I'm going to be getting, because they do have some special editions. In America, at the moment, you can pre-order the Galaxy Purple model, which is also beautiful, at GameStop. I'm sure that'll become available in different places depending on the country you live in. They also have the wood grain edition, which at the moment was for like the Founders Edition, which I know my mate Jay Cybersnake 7 has got coming, which is absolutely brilliant. But then the one I'm getting is the GTO Red, which is like Ferrari basically, red and black, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And the more I see that, the more impressed I get. And they were showing the shells when they were talking about the resins and the materials they're using to manufacture these consoles. And the more you watch the video, the more you notice the textures of the black and the red, or whichever colour you're looking at, and the shininess of the material. And it looks really good, high grade quality material. I'm very excited to have one of these in my home. It's going to be fantastic, it really is. They then talked about the controller, and Tommy ran down a couple of the features of the controller, which I've talked about before. So you've got a colour touch screen, a capacitive touch screen, so it's like using your phone, it's that sensitive. It's got a gyroscope, accelerometer, microphone, it's got speaker, force feedback. It also has the disc itself is 32 positions, but when you press it down, it gives you an additional 32, so you have 64 positions available for developers to use. They have, what's that there? My writing's terrible. It really is. What was I writing? I don't know what I was writing there. I don't know. Yeah, I've written something, but I can't read it because my right. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we use technology so much that when you try and use a pen, my hand just cramps. But also, it has wireless contact charging as well. So basically, you take the controller and you lay it on the console, and there's little connections on the controller and in the console, and they just connect and it charges. Now, a full charge will take up to 2 hours, but once you've done that, you'll have 4 to 6 hours gameplay. Now, if you're like me and you don't have anybody in your life, you don't have a family, a wife and children and stuff, and those two controllers are really going to be your two controllers, then it's great because you lay one down to charge, pick the other one up, and vice versa. So that's really cool. I do have people in my life, I just don't have a wife and kids, that's all. Also, there's a home button as well on the top of the controller, a little home button. Now this is interesting because this will turn the controller on and off. It will be used to pause the game. It will also be used to change the orientation. I can't remember the exact example that Tommy gave a while ago about this, but they were talking about if you wanted to change the orientation of how you use the controller, say it's horizontal or vertical, when you're playing a game, normally you'd have to go into the menus, find it in the menus, then turn it on, then go back out and the orientation will be set. What they've done is, when you press the home button, you just literally, if you're holding the controller vertically, you can just turn it horizontally and the controller will adjust automatically, and then you just press the home button, back in the game, and away you go. Really, really cool. I think that's really well thought out. You know, it's innovation like that that just shows the love and the effort and the thought that has gone into this machine from Intellivision. It also allows you to dip in and out of the game menu as well, which is really cool. Then they had the guys from Arc Electronics, which are the manufacturer that are making the console for Intellivision. So you had the one guy who was the CFO / the COO, and you also had the CEO of Arc Electronics. And basically they were there to say that, you know, the manufacturing is in good hands. We've had this factory for 30 plus years. We have a lot of certificates for green and responsibility. So they are a really good, reliable firm. They've worked on current gen and next gen systems, on consoles, accessories. So they're very well regarded and a great company. Now, to me, the two things that really matter the most about this presentation was that the manufacturer there saying that, they also stated that they have a 99.98% quality on their PCBs working off the track. Very good. And my friend Anthem over in America works in the tech industry himself, and he was extremely excited about this because he said that is an exceptionally high standard and something to be very proud of. So I take his word for that, and I think that's really great. Now, the fact that the manufacturer was saying this, and they were talking about how much they believed in the Intellivision Amico and the family-oriented idea of the console, and the team that were working at Intellivision were family-orientated and they could get on board with that, it really endorsed for me as a customer that because Tommy and the team are talking about the longevity of the console lasting for decades, maybe generations, they're looking at making this console something that's, when you pay for it, you're getting a solid quality product that's going to last you a long time. The manufacturer are there to back up, saying that this is a quality product. We only manufacture at a high level of quality. So it's just basically endorsing that and making you know that as a customer, when you put down your $249.99 for an Intellivision Amico, you're getting a high grade quality product that is not going to just break in a couple of months like, say, the Xbox 360 and sometimes the PS3 did as well. So that is a really great thing. Overall, I think the video is exceptionally well done. I'd highly recommend go and check it out, guys. There is a link down in the description of this video for you to check out the entire video. It's only about 13 minutes long, so it's well worth watching. And I think it really does a great job of explaining to someone who doesn't know anything about Intellivision Amico, the concept of Amico and all of the great features. And I really do think they did a great job. So congratulations to the team. I want to really say a big thank you to Intellivision as well for bringing this to market in a time where we're so divided. To have a company really dedicated to bringing people back together, families back together, friends back together. We need this in society, and I really want to thank you because we all give Tommy praise as the CEO because Tommy's a great guy. But it's all of the team that are working together to bring this to market. And not only the team at Intellivision, but all of the individual development teams around the world, which you can see in the montage video on the Intellivision YouTube channel. It's just an absolutely incredible project, and it's great to be a part of something like this as it's going along, and I can't wait till it comes out. We can finally get it in our hands, play all these amazing games that are coming out. I'm very, very excited. I mean, you all know I've made videos before. I am completely on board with this machine. I think the Amico looks great. It's going to be a ton of fun. I love the family couch co-op multiplayer aspect of the product. I like the fact that it's safe for families to use. They can let their children sit there play games, not have to worry about them racking up a high bill by buying stuff they shouldn't be buying, or being exposed to material that they shouldn't be exposed to, because there will be no sexual content, no nudity, no violence, no bad language. It's all family entertainment. Great concept. Thank you very much to all of you guys at Intellivision if you're watching this video. I really do appreciate it. So there you go, guys. Check out the video for yourself down in the description. Let me know your thoughts as well. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you've never ever checked out the Intellivision Amico, check out intellivisionamico.com, as well as the Intellivision YouTube channel, which there'll also be a link for down in the description. And get on board, have a look, see what you think, see if it's for you and your family. I'm sure you'll be impressed. Thanks guys, see you next time.